Hey guys, Jordan here, and today I'm going to be talking about the number one thing that I learned from my years of corporate sales jobs before I launched my agency. Now, up until 2 weeks ago, I've never spoken about this before, and it's without a doubt the main reason of how I actually scaled my agency so quickly, how I was so driven and so focused and so sales orientated when I first started. Now, I taught this to a very elite group of students at a recent training event in London, and the feedback was insane. I got so many messages from people saying how they'd never looked at sales in this way before, and how it had a massive impact on them, and how it motivated them to go out there and sign new clients, and so many of them have done since that training event. So I couldn't resist but make a video because it's so important, and you guys need to understand the fundamentals, the mindset that it takes to be a successful salesperson when you are launching your agency. Because sales is so important in social media marketing. Anybody who says otherwise is talking rubbish. I hate to say it, if you're afraid of sales, you're going to have to learn to love sales. You're going to learn how to sell, and you need to learn how to actually convince a business owner to sign on the dotted line and to sign and become one of your clients. So sales is very important. Without sales, we can't sign clients. We're not going to be able to sign clients. We're not just going to have businesses coming to us and expecting to work with us or wanting to work with us without us having credibility when we're just a new kid on the block saying, hey, I can run Facebook ads, who wants to work with me? It's not going to work like that. We're going to have to go out there and get those clients, which is why I teach cold calling to all of my students and all of my mentees. So first of all, I just want to give you guys a little bit of a life update. As you probably noticed, the setting behind me is a little bit different. I've got a couple of extra additions to the desk. We have a Blue Yeti mic here, which I got mounted, which I actually recently recorded an audiobook of the 15-minute agency. It's available on the funnel now, so I bought this for that. But it looks quite cool on the desk, and it's really useful for when I'm recording screen-facing videos for you guys for YouTube and for training. I've also got a really cool counter here. I've forgotten what it's called, but this is a counter for lots of different social figures. So for instance, look at my YouTube subscribers on here. We have Facebook, we have Instagram there as well, and you can also hook that up with your sales figures, which is pretty motivating if you want to check on your sales figures and client invoices coming in. It's pretty motivating to see that as well. I like to do that sometimes, but I'm keeping that on YouTube for this video. Now I've also started doing a lot of training events recently. This is something that up until about a month ago I was absolutely terrified of doing. I know I've always had a passion for speaking. I love talking over camera to you guys, and I love making video content for my YouTube subscribers and for my training students, but I've always wanted to do public speaking. I've just been very scared of getting my foot in the door, and I never really knew where to start. So what I did was, about a month ago, I hosted a training event with an elite group of our students, everybody who had signed up at least one client in London, and it was amazing. We had about 50 people turn up, and it was just packed full of value, so much value, and everybody absolutely loved it. So it motivated me to create a new event. I actually hosted an event last week in London in the Holiday Inn in Kensington. There was over 100 people there. We had to turn away over 100 people who attended this event because it was oversubscribed, and it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Can't get my words out. So I'm going to be doing a lot more physical events. In fact, I'm going to be hosting a speaking event in the US next month. I'm not going to announce it just yet. I'll talk about it in a future video, but in the US next month, I'm going to be hosting a speaking event. So you're going to be able to meet me. All of you guys have never gone to the US to do social media marketing related content. It's going to be ridiculous. So you're going to see a lot more of me in the speaking world. 3 times. That is how many times I have just re-recorded this video. So I was just having a lovely video with you guys, and yeah, my mic decided to stop working halfway through, not because of the battery, but actually because it looks like one of the cables is frayed. I don't know how that's happened. I lent it to someone over the weekend. Yeah, somebody's going to get it in the neck. So now I have to wait for another mic to come. I just recorded it again before I noticed the problem, and now I'm sat in front of the window with the Blue Yeti, and before any audio files or audio heads say, hey Jordan, the Blue Yeti's in the wrong position, it needs to be positioned up here, it needs to be more in front of you, please don't, because I've recorded this video 3 times now. I'm this close away from a mental breakdown, but we're going to get on with the content because this content's so damn important for you guys. So I'm going to resume where I was in this video, and then I'm going to order a new mic and get all that out of the way for you. So hopefully the audio is okay, hopefully you can hear me, but the most important thing is a message that I want to get across on this video. So please God, please let this video work this time. Anyway, I was talking about, I think I was talking about me doing public speaking. So it's a new challenge, it's exciting, and if it doesn't challenge me, I don't want to do it. So I'm really excited to dive into the public speaking world and to get more into that. So that's that. I think that's enough on an update. Agency's going great. We signed up a new client 2 weeks ago. That's going amazing. Absolutely loving that. The team is fully autonomized as it has been for ages. It's just an incredible team. I love each and every one of them. It's running like butter. The training business getting incredible. We have over 1,000 people in the social media marketing school, which is brilliant. New people joining every day. We've sent over 5,000 copies out of the 15-minute agency now. If you haven't got a copy, click the link in the description and get yourself a copy. Things are just moving at 1,000 miles an hour at the moment, and I'm absolutely loving life. Been on 4 holidays in the last 5 weeks, so been very, very busy. If you've been watching my Instagram stories, you'll already know that. But for the next couple of months at least, I'm going to be sat at my desk cracking on. I'm gonna zone down now. I'm going to zen in, and I'm just going to get lots and lots of work done and realign myself with my 6-month goal for the next 6 months, and really, really crack on with work. So I've had my fun this last month, and that's why I haven't really uploaded so many YouTube videos. So I'm going to be uploading a lot more, which is good news for you guys, but I need a new microphone. If not, I'm going to have a mental breakdown. Yeah, cool. So that's enough of a life update. Please let me know down in the description if you would like more life update type things at the start of my videos, because I don't really do that. I put it all on Instagram normally. So if you would like more updates from me, then please do let me know now. Please do let me know down in the comments. So the bulk of this video, what is it about? It is about the #1 secret that I have learned when I started corporate sales. Because I had a corporate sales job before I started my agency. I worked in four different corporate sales jobs, and it taught me a hell of a lot. I remember when I first was in corporate sales training, I was doing actually working for a telesales company, and they gave me my script, and they said, Jordan, you are going to call 100 companies a day. And if you don't call 100 companies a day, you're going to get the sack. That stuck with me forever, and I'll talk about why that's important in a moment. But I remember making my first cold call. I'd never cold called before. I was so nervous, and I was shaking. My sheet was shaking. I had my script in front of me, and I sounded like a robot. It was horrific, but what stuck with me was I was told to make 100 calls a day. And so that's exactly what I did. Even as a useless salesman, I had so many failures. I fucked up so many times, but I carried on making 100 calls a day. And as the weeks went on, I started making sales, and then I'd make another sale, and I'd make another sale. And when I got confident, I tweaked my script, and I changed it to the way that I speak personally. That's exactly what you guys should do when you're working on my script, because I give you guys my script in the 15-minute agency. You should tweak it to the way that you feel comfortable talking, because if I speak to each and every one of you guys, you're all going to speak in different ways, in different manners. Nobody speaks the exact same. So you should always try and tweak a sales script to your way of speaking, to your tonality, to your own personal voice. And that's what I did when I was corporate sales. I actually managed to work my way up to the top 3 people in all of the corporate sales jobs that I had. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because numbers don't lie. I'm saying that because you make calls and you practice repetition and you have the discipline to repeat set targets every single day. You will be successful, and you will be able to learn and better and master a skill, okay, which is sales, and you need this skill for social media marketing. So when I started my agency, I carried across one very, very important discipline when I started that business, okay, when I started that agency, when I started reaching out to businesses to actually sign them up. I carried across the discipline that I needed to make X amount of calls per day, that I needed to reach out to X amount of business owners per day, or I was going to get the sack. Not by somebody else, but by myself. I was going to fail. I wasn't going to be successful. I wouldn't be able to get in the position that I wanted to be in, okay? So I said in my head, I wanted to reach out to 20 business owners per day. And that's exactly what I did. I managed to scale up really, really quickly because I had that discipline to stick to that number, because I knew that when I was in the sales job, I would get the sack if I didn't do that. So I thought to myself, what gives me the right to become lazy just because I'm working for myself? What gives me the right to work harder in a 9 till 5 than it does when I'm working for myself? Because that's the reality of it. I see so many people trying to start agencies and they are lazy. They work harder in their McDonald's job than they do when they're working for their agency. They're too complacent on working for themselves because they don't have a big man standing behind them saying, I'm going to sack you if you don't do your job. And that's what you need to remember. You need to remember, if you don't do that when you're working a 9 till 5, you're going to lose your job. So what gives you the right to become lazy when you start an agency? And I'm going to be real with you guys. Those of you guys watching this right now, and maybe you've been plodding along, you haven't been successful, you've had a couple of calls and you've given up and you've stopped calling for a couple of days, or you've stopped. It doesn't even have to be cold calls. This can be LinkedIn outreach, Instagram, emails, videos, whatever you are doing. It doesn't have to be cold calls. You just need to set a set number of target, a set number of clients that you want to reach out to every single day, and adhere to that religiously. Because if you're not doing that and you're not successful right now and you're watching this video, that is the reason why. Because you're lazy. Because you are working hard on 9 till 5 and you're not carrying across that same discipline in your agency. And I don't want to become rude now. I don't want for you to take that the wrong way, but it's really, really important, because no matter how many failures I had, no matter how many rejections I faced, no matter how many times I was told no, I always made sure that I reached out to 20 businesses a day. And that's what I would recommend to you. And by rule of averages, I worked out that 20 calls got me about 5 business owners on the phone. 5 business on the phone got me about 1 meeting. And I closed about 50% of meetings, or that's the minimum that you should be working towards. I actually closed my first 2 meetings. I was pretty lucky with that because I had worked in sales before. But anybody should be working for at least 50% of meetings closed. So those numbers don't lie. No matter how many times you get told no, if you carry on reaching out to 20 businesses a day, you will be successful. You cannot fail. But the reason people fail is they do not have the discipline to work as hard when they work for themselves as they did in a 9 till 5. And in reality, we should be working harder when we work for ourselves as a business owner than we should when we're working for somebody else, because whose pockets do we want to line? We want to line our own. And another really important thing, which I just mentioned, is rejection. Rejection is so common in sales. We have to accept that sales is normal. It's something that we should welcome, because we want no's so we can learn from them. So if we reached out to every business owner and they said yes, then every single social media marketer would be successful. And that's just not possible. That's not realistic. We'd all be millionaires. Okay, so when you get rejected, don't think, okay, no, I'll call somebody tomorrow. I'm a bit bummed out now. I'll call somebody this afternoon, and then you never end up doing it. Make sure that you think, right, these are my numbers, 20 business owners, I'm going to reach out to them, and I'm not going to stop until I reach out to those business owners, and I'm going to do that every single day, Monday to Friday, until I am successful. That's what I did when I first started. That's the secret to my success, okay? It's not a secret formula, okay? It's just discipline. Making sure you have that sales discipline to hold yourself accountable for your success. Hold yourself accountable for the amount of businesses that you're reaching out for, and carrying across, just imagining you've got that person on your shoulder saying, you do this or you're getting the sack. Okay. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a really, really important point, because when I taught this in my training recently, it changed the mentality of my students. These guys are already successful, but it blew a light bulb in their head. It ignited that light bulb, and so many people said to me, Jordan, I really did not think about it like this. I was getting lazy. I had a couple of rejections and I stopped calling. Thank you so much for telling me this. And I really wanted to get it across to you guys, because I'm so passionate about the success of each and every one of my subscribers. I want you all to be uber successful. So please listen to this, and please take my advice from this, because it's so important. You need to have discipline, and you should be working harder when you're working for yourself than you were when you were in a 9 till 5. Carry across that sales discipline. This is something I learned after years and years of sales training, and it's how my mentality was when I started my agency. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I really, really pray that this audio has recorded this time. I'm literally now going to order a new mic. As I said, I'm going to be recording new videos and announcing an event in the US. It's hopefully going to be in New York City at the end of next month, which is going to be absolutely incredible. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. What's your opinion on this? Is there any other hints and tips you have for people on the sales side of agency? And please do share this with somebody that needs to see this. Share this with somebody who you've spoke to before and you've seen them giving up, or not making enough calls, or not reaching out to enough clients. Help somebody who's on the same journey as you. And I'll be back again with another video, hopefully at the start of next week. Cheers, guys.